What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here and for being subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you're listening on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking in the room and hitting that light switch. Let's brighten up the place and get into this podversation. I had to talk about this because we know a few weeks ago, Jeezy, as he loves to be called and calls himself, Young Jeezy, nothing young about him at this point. But anyway, he did this sit down with Nia Long that I felt like he was pandering to African-American women because he was sitting down talking with her about his past and his growing up and the trauma that he's experienced. And to me, I mean, listen, I'm not here discounting anyone's past and things that they have been through that have been traumatic. To be honest with you, that is the majority of us in life. Some definitely have gone through worse situations, I would say, than others. But stuff like this is when you need to be sitting down with a therapist versus sitting down to gain millions of views with a woman that he knows a lot of African-American women are cool with, and a lot of African-American men, even though a lot of them don't really care for or really like to be in relationships with African-American women, even though a lot of their mothers are African-American women, and if they have sisters, that too. They know that a lot of African-American men, they look at her as someone that would be like the ideal African-American woman for them to be with, that they would fantasize about, see themselves with, whatever. So all of that he did with this interview with Nia Long, trust and believe that was all planned out. All of it. All of that was planned out. Not just him doing this interview with someone, but making sure that it was with her, okay? Because he was, oh my God, I couldn't even listen to it. Maybe I might, and if you guys want me to do it, you can let me know in the comment section. I'll just have to, stomach it for you all. If you want me to do it, I could do a Being Beautifully Honest reaction to the interview and listen to it for the sake of you guys. But I couldn't even listen to it because he was just pandering. I listened to a little bit of it and I was like, I can't. Because, the things that he was saying to her about how you are like, he was trying to call her sister, but also in a way like, not like we're brother and sister. You're my sister in terms of our ethnicity, but like a man would be a fool to cheat on you because you are like the ideal woman or whatever. And it was just like he was just playing one on her emotions and also playing African-American women. Okay. So when he said real men don't cheat, I was just like, whatever, because I really don't even believe that he was faithful to her. And I'm not saying that he was hanging and banging other women, but I don't believe that he, even if it was just like over the internet or over the phone, DMs, text messages, whatever, I don't really believe that he was 100% faithful. I just don't, because I do believe that she was blindsided by this. I'm not on anyone's side when it comes to this. I'm on the side of right. And in my personal opinion, even though he financially had more than her, I do believe that he used her. I do believe that he used her because she has that, in my opinion, she has and had that white adjacent presence, because with her being on that show, The Talk, for the seasons that she was on there, let's just be real. That gave him more eyeballs, more attention, more access. It also made him look a little bit more palatable to other people who may have just seen him as a rapper that raps about drugs and pushing drugs on the street and making paper and whatever. You know what I mean? So people can say, oh, she got with him for the money. I do believe that as well. He couldn't have been Jay working at Wendy's. Okay. So absolutely, it was beneficial for her too. She used him for how that helped her, because she had made the comments before about she prefers, her black meat on the side, but white keeps her lean and mean. Hey, that was her opinion. And if that's how she felt, that's how she felt. So I do believe that her being with him, that helped her to try to, at least, I'm not saying it absolutely did it, but I believe that helped her to try to dissolve the views that people had for her because of those comments that she made, as well as because of the previous marriage that she was in. I do believe that in some ways that was a little bit of a get back. So this was a rebound situation for her. This was a rebound situation for her, period. And I don't know a whole lot about multiple relationships, but I'm saying from what I usually hear, you don't really want to try to make a long-term situation out of a rebound relationship. So I do believe that they got married pretty fast. Things just really started moving fast, as well as the COVID situation, because there were a lot of relationships breaking up during COVID. They were starting prior to that. And then they, I guess, had already been planning their wedding, and then COVID happened. So they just decided to do it at the house. But anyway, jeanniemai is now saying that, or insinuating at least, that he cheated, and that should null and void the prenuptial agreement. So this is coming from Sandra Rose, and it says the gloves are off in the bitter divorce battle between jeanniemai and rapper Jeezy. The TV host is insinuating that Jeezy cheated on her. According to legal docs obtained by TMZ, Jeannie hinted her estranged husband is guilty of infidelity, and she wants the prenup to be invalidated. Her lawyer writes, wife reserves the right to amend this counterclaim to add other grounds for divorce, but which wife does not wish to specify herein at this time, in the hope that this matter can be resolved without having to disclose such conduct publicly. Wife further shows that the court should enforce paragraph 8 of the prenuptial agreement regarding infidelity, which provides, in pertinent part, that in the event that either party engages in sexual relations, an emotional relationship, or is emotionally or sexually suggestive in communication with a third party via all forms of electronic communications, including but not limited to texting, sexting, FaceTiming, social media, and or direct messages, shall result in a significant financial penalty upon the adulterous party. Jeannie claims Jeezy was unfaithful to her during their marriage, but sources tell TMZ that Jeannie was cheating on Jeezy with Access Hollywood host Mario Lopez. She has denied the report. Jeezy, who filed for divorce in Atlanta in August, released a 29-track double album titled I Might Forgive, But I Don't Forget in the wake of the split. One of the tracks is titled Don't Cheat. Please. Anyway, listen here. I don't believe those rumors about her being unfaithful to him. And I definitely don't believe that she cheated with Mario Lopez. I just feel that that was a convenient thing that I believe people in his camp were trying to put out there to try to make it look like, look, he found out some stuff and he was hurt. And that's why he just went ahead and had to just go and file, because he couldn't believe that she could do something like this to him, because he just really hurts behind the situation because he really loved her. Man, please. He has a track record of not being a very faithful, committed man in previous relationships. So again, like I said, I'm not sitting here and saying that she is a victim, because she should have looked at his history and track record already, and there was already information out there. It wasn't that somebody was just trying to smear him. This is all documented proof about him, his baby mamas and all that other stuff. So it's like, this is the type of life you want to live. Or there are some women, unfortunately, that feel like they are the prize. The other chicks are losers, and I'm going to put it in their face that I am the prize and I am the winner, because you may not have been able to hold him down, lock him down, whatever, phrases they want to use. And I am the one that was able to get him to commit and walk down the aisle and exchange vows with me and become a husband. So it could have been something like that too. Who really knows what's in the heart of a person I mean, even the Bible says the heart is deceitfully wicked, and who can know it? So you just really, sometimes you never know until a lot of things start coming out, because out of the heart of a person, the mouth speaks. So with all of those things being said, I just believe that, she's got good counsel, a good attorney or team, whatever, and they've poured over the prenuptial agreement. She probably has proof that he has been receiving DMs and stuff like that from people that they could subpoena and get that information. You know what I mean? And they could, even if he wasn't in a physical situation with these people, she probably already knew. And I've heard some people say, oh, she set him up. She knew that she was going to try to come after his house and his money and all this other stuff. I really don't care, because he chose to marry her and they had a child together. And I believe she deserves everything that the court says that she deserves to get, period, because he hasn't been the most upstanding individual. And then I just feel that him going on the PR tour and trying to play on the feelings of African American women, especially with that sit-down interview that he did with Nia Long, it was just like, please give me a freaking break. I'm not buying it, not one bit. And it was really sad for me to see so many of the comments from women in the comment section. And I talked about that before too. I'm not going to go into all of that, but I'm just saying that was just really disappointing, because it's like, you can't see through this, this BS right now. And you think that that's what it is. Okay, well, whatever. I have a bridge to sell you. If it's just like, what are you thinking? He is playing and pandering, and I will never support anything like that. So I just really believe that Jeannie, she's got good counsel, and they're looking out for her best interest, because he was trying to look out for his, saying that he wants custody because he's trying to pretty much keep her in Georgia, because he knows that she probably is going to want to go back to LA, California, wherever in California she was living and residing, because they now have this child together. And so she's filing. She wants the prenuptial agreement to be voided. She wants sole legal custody so that she can make the decisions when it comes to their child. She doesn't have to ask him for permission to travel with the child, all of those other things. And I believe that, hey, if he was allowing her, and I wouldn't even say allowing her, because there were some reports and rumors out about how she only was speaking Vietnamese to the child. The child was only really hearing Vietnamese and all of this other stuff. I believe that if he was allowing that to go down, and again, I don't want to use the word allow, but he knew that stuff was going down, and you feel like you have to file for divorce to stop that from happening versus just having a conversation, then maybe she should have sole legal custody and you just pay the support, child support. I don't think she would get alimony because they were only married for 2 years. And she also, she does have her own career. But I'm saying just let her have the sole legal custody, because I believe that's the way it is with his other children. Those mothers have sole legal custody. So why would it be any different with this one? Because at the end of it all, he just pretty much made her a single mother anyway, even though they were married. So I just wanted to talk about that briefly, guys, because when I saw this report come out last week, I was like, okay, yeah, not even surprising there. But we shall see where this goes. We'll just continue to watch. And if more comes out, I'll come back and talk to you guys about it. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Guys, thank you so much for being here, for liking and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I wanted to keep it brief, beautiful. And now I'm going to say bye.
Inside all this tension, a feeling I never was expecting. I don't see the pros, don't know